Hey guys, Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by my channel and spending some time with me today. We are working on my reorganizing and moving. I got another one of the bins from the Create Room Dream Box. And basically what I'm doing is going through my postcards. And you'll see I have lace out here. So this is kind of an odd pairing, but I think you'll understand when you see what I'm doing. These are all my really old postcards, like all the really vintage ones with flowers and, you know, that look like almost like old greeting cards. These are all ones that I definitely want to keep. So I'm going to put these in this drawer. So we're going to put those there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go through these postcards and I'm going to pick the ones that I think I want to keep. And then the ones I don't want to keep, we're going to do this with them. So this is why it's related. Basically what I did was last night I came down here and I glued two postcards face to face. So like that. And then I let them sit and I cut them into like this for wrapping lace and stuff on. So that's the other thing I want to try and do today is kind of wrap up some of my lace. As you can see here, I've got some of it on flashcards. Flashcards are not real sturdy, and I suppose I could glue a few of these together. It would probably take about 3 if I wanted to get a nice sturdy piece. But I will say flashcards are a good size, and they do make a good thing to put lace on. But I figured it would be a good use for some of these postcards. I don't know if you guys remember, I had a haul where basically what happened was I went on a yard sale and they gave me an entire box. And this family must have done a lot of traveling overseas in Europe, especially to like Germany and stuff. But it was a box of postcards about this big for $1 for the whole box. And I took it because I figured, well, there'll be some in there I like, and there'll probably be some in there I don't. And this is what I figured I would do with the ones I don't. So I'm going to make a stack for the ones I don't, and we're going to go through and look at the ones that I do like. Like, I like gardens. I feel like that's something I could decorate. I'm not sure about the people. I'm going to put that in an I don't know pile. This I wouldn't mind getting rid of, and this I don't mind getting rid of. And the backs of them, the other thing you can keep these for is to make, as a matter of fact, not for nothing, the thing that gave me the idea is I want to say it was Tina over at Shabby Dabby Doodah she did a series on toppers, and one of the days she used postcards to make journal toppers. So some of them I might set aside to do that with because I've wanted to go back and do it, and these aren't the same size, so these are candidates for that also. And actually the ones I don't want that have the cut edge, those might be the ones I set aside to make toppers out of. Because I like that edge for that. These I would do face to face. I'll probably keep that one. I like these. Okay, so here's some garden ones. These ones I like. So we'll definitely keep those. Maybe this one, Sculpture Gardens. That's kind of cool. This is another garden. I think that's Niagara Falls. Yeah, Horseshoe Falls. Eh. I thought this was interesting. I'm not really sure what the white spot down here is. But, I mean, I don't know that I would use that for anything. That's kind of pretty. I like that one. This is interesting. This was the freezing of Chesapeake Bay. I might hold on to that just for history's sake, because I used to visit there when I was little. Okay, this is the Strasbourg Railroad. I'm going to put this one down here. I don't know where that is. Oh, these are make your own postcards. So this is a postcard back, and then you peel this off and you stick it to something and you can make your own postcard. I'm going to hold on to those. Maybe we'll do that as a project one day. Okay, so that's those. These are all ones that I'll probably use for spindles. I don't know what to call them. I've been keeping the books like these. I think these books are kind of neat. I mean, I don't know if I'll use them, but I think they're kind of neat, so I'm hanging on to them for now. This is a whole box of postcards. Let's see what's in here. I don't know if I'll keep all of these. So, they're not photographs. Okay, probably won't keep that one. They're not photographs. They're like drawings or something. I like these better than I like, no, this is all Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, so I don't. Okay, I like the ones that are not photographs. I feel like they're easier to use and stuff. I don't know. That might be the development of my particular taste in things as I've gone along. These are pictures of Eagle's Nest before didn't they blow it up? If I decide not to keep these will make good small spindles. It's an interesting look at history, though. I mean, for Eagle's Nest before 1945. I'm assuming because that's the end of the war. Did they? Maybe somebody can tell me if you're a history buff. Did they blow it up? The little collections I kind of like. I feel like it's the single ones that I'm not real, like, these ones are Gettysburg. That's a whole book of Gettysburg postcards. Okay. Okay. Oh, this was one of those ones, and there might be more than one in here. These I thought were neat. So this book is, in case you didn't see it in the haul, you send the big postcard to a friend, and then you get to keep a little version of it, which I thought was kind of a cool, a version of postcards. I've never seen that. I had never seen that before. Okay, and here's some little ones. The Blue Ridge Parkway, Skyline Drive, Shenandoah, München. I don't know where that is. Germany, I'm assuming. Okay, here's a couple more. I don't want those up there. Here's some more that I could do. Maybe toppers with. I like this one. Doesn't look aged, but I suppose I could ink it up. This one looks aged. Oh, this one looks really aged. And like I said, it's got that edge on it. So we'll keep that for toppers, and we'll put these in to be glued. It's an interesting. It's got a castle in the background. It's kind of cool. Okay. We'll hold on to that one for now. Okay, here's another garden. Garden. I like the gardens. Oops. Garden. No. Probably not. Maybe. I'll hold on to that one. Alaska. Caribou. Probably not. 1951 Corn Palace. 1920s. Oh, that's Mount Rushmore before they blew it up to make faces. Excuse me. I didn't visit these places, so I'm not like... It's not bothering me to say I don't want these ones. Because I didn't visit these places, so it's like... It's not a memory for me. Some of the scenery ones I like. And some of them are kind of... Oops. There's Yellowstone. Anybody been to Yellowstone? I want to visit Yellowstone. I haven't been. And there's the Grand Canyon, I'm assuming. Oh, no. The Badlands in South Dakota. Never mind. That's not the Grand Canyon. Although that's kind of a cool one for a topper. I don't know if I should make a separate pile in my... Like if I'm going to have these in here, turn them upside down so that I know that those are topper. Here's some black and white ones. Those might be fun to use for, like, to decorate. Although the scenery in them is like an old, I know you guys, Oil City. So we'll go with oil wells. I don't know. I'm going to put these here with the topper ones, and who knows what I'll do with them. Bolt Castle. You know what's funny? I do think I've been there. Although not on that boat. Okay. Now that's Abbott and Costello. Oh, these are okay. Danny Kaye. These are movie stars. We could put these in here. We could probably use these for something. I've run out of, like, as far as keeping them in interesting piles, I've run out of. Okay, these are more of those ones that are not photographs that I don't mind. Okay, so here we've got some for spindles. I was kind of afraid I wouldn't get any, but actually there's not a lot of this stuff that I'm necessarily attached to. I do kind of like that picture. It's like a street in Germany. Well, in Salzburg. Whoever this family was apparently visited Salzburg a lot. Maybe that's where they're from. I don't know. This one can go in the... It's got that funny edge on it. This one can definitely go in the topper thing. And this one can go down here. Oh, I remember this. I saw this. This is Thousand Islands. This is the shortest international bridge. I think... Oh, that's got an American flag on it. So this part with the house on it is in Canada, and this part is in America. And apparently the guy who lives in that house owns both pieces, which I thought was kind of neat. Anyway, I know. Why the heck do we care? Hey, there's that picture of that girl with a cow again. This is an interesting calendar. I don't know what I'll do with it, but... Okay, so these are all ones... Oh, no. These are books. I took these out of here to look to see if they were accordion-making material. I think I'm just going to put them in the box, so you guys don't have to stand here or sit here and watch me do this, and then we'll put those in there. And then that empties this drawer out, so we can take this off of here, and I'll stick this drawer back in its spot to give me space to work. Now, we're going to look at making some of these. Let me get this out of the way also. And basically all I did was I took postcards, like I know these two are the same size. I took postcards that, and I used solvent glue because I'm hoping that whatever the clear coat is on these, and these ones are really shiny, the solvent will go through it. And it won't be a big deal. And then all I did was obviously glue these face to face. And I did it because I wanted to be able to stiffen up the card that I was going to wrap lace around. So I want the card to be nice and stiff, if you see what I mean about that, so that I don't have any issues with, I don't know what I've done with everything. I've been being so conscientious about moving things that the place, it's a mess down here. It's wanting to slip. But yeah, it's like seriously a mess down here. So I keep trying to figure out what I'm doing with things, and it's made it really hard to work, which is why I'm not doing a lot of crafting right now. Now that we finished the 100 Days Challenge, I'm just kind of, I want to move, and then once I move, I'll start crafting again. So you guys have to bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to set this one off to the side to dry, and we'll glue some more together. I know, just what you wanted to watch. I know these two are the same size. So what's everybody been up to? I was so excited about the 100 Days Challenge. Remember, if you want to be in the giveaway, you have to make sure that you watch the 100th day video, subscribe to my channel, and comment in the video. And I will add you to the list, and then I will do a drawing. So, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. And if you watch the video at the end, you can see what I'm giving away. It's 2 of my early journals, so assuming I'm doing this for a while, you'll have, whoever it is, will have some of my early work. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's definitely when I was being probably a little overly ambitious. And things got a little out of hand as far as size goes. Speaking of size, those don't seem like the same size. Maybe this one. Those are the same size. I would get a little overly ambitious with my books, so a lot of them are very thick and fat. I'm trying to be more conscientious about that. As a matter of fact, 2 of my envelope journals, my lilac journal and my green emerald journal. The green emerald journal is one of the ones I'm giving away. They got new spines put in them because once I started filling them, I realized the envelopes themselves, just folded together like they were, wasn't enough to hold everything that I was putting in them. So yeah, they got oops. They got what do you call? I put new spines in them. I don't care if they're like the same, from the same place. I just want them to be the same size. Wow, they make postcards in all kinds of different sizes. Who knew? I mean, I thought you were looking at 5x7, 4x6. Apparently I was mistaken. Okay, wait. This is the Festival of Lights one. These ones will all be the same size. Goodness. Yeah, these look like they all came out of the same. So anyway, my daughter's been home. She's been, well, it's the weekend. So she's been home from work, and she's been working on, she got this idea to make these little, like, 3-dimensional paper figures. She's been working on that. She's actually upstairs working on it now. She keeps asking me for supplies. So she's got a bottle of my glue. She's using my scissors. She's got one of my X-Acto knives. She's using her own paper. She's making them out of, she had a sketchbook. Actually, it was a mixed media book that she wasn't using. And the paper is it's heavier duty paper. Actually, the front of the book says it's 160 GSM. I told her, I said, if you want them really sturdy, you can get higher GSM paper than that. But she seems to think that this is a good, for what she wants, it's what she seems to think it's a good weight. So she's making these little figures. She's made the head for one of them, and it's a working box with a latch. And she even put a, one of those turn keys for like a wind-up toy. It's got a turn key in the back, and the turn key turns, but it doesn't do anything. Like, it's not, she doesn't have any plans to connect it to anything to make it functional, but it does turn. So it's like a paper turn key in the back of this thing's head that turns, which I thought was kind of cool. So and the latch on the front of the box head seems to work. Like, it holds the box shut. So I thought it was interesting. She's putting a lot of work into it. She has this plan to make a whole bunch of them. I want to say they're all characters in some video game that they've played or something like that. But she has this plan to make a whole bunch of them, and we'll see how long this holds her interest as far as... Because sometimes she makes these plans and then she loses interest or gets bored or moves on to another project. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean... And then sometimes she'll come back to the project and say, oh, I want to do this now. Or, she just... you need a break sometimes. Like, the project is so big and it's so daunting that you need to get a break from it. So, yeah. So I'm getting some more glue page. I've made a mess of this one and it's starting to put glue on my postcard thingies. And considering what I'm going to use these for, I don't exactly want glue on my lace. So, do I actually have 4 of these left? I do. Okay, so, anyway. So she's making those characters, and then my other daughter is upstairs writing stories and, like, I told you she's a big fan of that Epic the musical thing. And a lot of the fans have come up with alternate ending type stories for what would happen if... It's the story of the Odyssey. So if you know the story of the Odyssey, you know that Odysseus was the only one that made it home. And they go through his... Like, what she's doing and what other people have done is they go through his journey and they make changes to the story. And then they decide, well, if this was to change in the story, how would it affect the rest of the journey? And then they write a story based on that. Which I think is kind of creative. It's almost like a writing prompt. So the prompt is specifically for the Odyssey, this changed. What would that make happen in the story? So, yeah, I mean... It's almost like an exercise that you would do in an English lit class if you were reading the Odyssey for English literature. Speak of the devil, that was said daughter that's doing all of the Greek mythology, Odyssey, fiction analysis stuff. But anyway, it sounds kind of like an assignment that an English lit teacher might give you. So read the Odyssey and then pick, or, she gives you this scene. She gives you like 3 scenes to choose from that changed. You have to change one of them and then explain how it would affect the journey. I feel like that's very critical thinking, very analytical. So... again, it's one of those things where I was talking to you about how she hates English lit class because it's the story she doesn't like. But I know she knows how to analyze these things because she does this kind of stuff on her own. just without me saying anything to her. She just decided, you know what? I'm going to rewrite the Odyssey. I'm like, okay, go for it. So yeah, she came down. I gave her Dionysus. I found a postcard in here with a statue of Dionysus from a garden. Somebody had put a statue of Dionysus on a garden. I think these are the same size. Yes? Maybe? Yes. Okay. I know you guys are like, really? This is what we're going to watch you do? All right. Actually, I'm just going to glue this one together, and then we're going to prep some of my laces for... Well, I'm going to show you how I was thinking I would store some of them. If I can get them on these cards, then I feel like they'll store easy, and I want to show you the other set of boxes that I got from the, that I got with the Decorate. Oh no, those aren't the same size. One's shorter than the other. Well, I guess I'm starting a new trend. Put them together and cut off the excess. It looks like that's what I'm going to have to do anyway, because I can't seem to pair them up. Which I might go do in front of the TV after I'm done talking to you guys. Just go pair postcards. Okay, so there's that one. All right, so my idea for storing these. So I have these boxes. I don't want to get glue on them, so we'll move that out of the way. These are boxes that also came with the Create Room. You like my little... I keep finding these plastic spiral thingies. And they have dividers in them. And I suppose... I will say this. You know, you always like to hear the criticisms of... Actually, they fit okay in this box. Some of the boxes, when you put the divider in... It pushes out, especially on the little boxes. Oh, you guys haven't seen the little boxes. This one actually fits okay. Some of them you put these dividers in and they push out at the bottom. And it pushes them out away from the divider like that. So not all of the dividers are cut for the trays properly. Oh, and this is cracked. Okay, we might use this one as a last resort. And I say that because I want to say I got 22 of these. 22 of these trays came with the kit. And I don't know that I'm going to use 22 of them. So I might not need to use the cracked one. See, that one does it. This pushes in a little bit. So this pushes out on the walls. And they don't quite fit. So there's a tolerance to these trays, and it's not a big gap, but it's definitely there. Okay, so what I was thinking was I would take cards of lace and put them in these gaps. Now, they don't fit. I was thinking maybe the cards would fit this way. Oh, they do. Maybe some of them don't because of how much lace is on them. Like maybe it's these? I don't know. I couldn't get them down in there. All right, and then I would stack lace in these and put them on my shelves. So, like I have this one, and see the way it's crumpling the card? I think we're going to re-spool this one. Even the postcards will fit. So I think we're going to re-spool this one on here. And I'm just going to wrap it. I mean... It's not like this is rocket science or anything. The other thought I had was some of the laces that I have. You saw in one of the videos, you could see probably in more than one of the videos, you could see the doors with the spools of lace and trims and stuff. Until I use some of those up, I've got no more room on those doors for spools. And I felt like when I buy spools of what they call lace ribbon, I'm buying it because I would like to use it like lace trims and stuff. The same way I use lace trims and stuff. So I'm thinking that maybe I will unspool it and put it on cards so that I can stick it in these. Because right now, as it stands, it won't fit on my doors. And the spools take up more room than these cards do. Well, depending on how fat you make them. Look how fat this one's getting. Depending on how fat they get. They take up more room. Right, now I have a pin. So let's put the pin in it. Okay, and then maybe the middle's bigger. I don't know. And then this and this are the same lace, but I put this in purple dye. And this doesn't have a card, but I'm not going to spool that, so I might just stick it in there. I don't know. Okay. But what I was talking about was these. So this spool is a lot harder to store than these cards. So what I was figuring was I would take one of these and I would put this on here. But I think on here it'll be flatter. If you see what I mean. And I can stick these in this tray. Okay, so I want to hear a vote. In the first video, when we were done sorting greeting cards and stuff like that, I took you upstairs and showed you where I was putting the drawers. Do you guys want to go upstairs? Do you guys want to see the progress every time? Or would you rather I just showed you when I was done? Because I can do it either way. Uh-oh. Also, you guys can tell me if you are liking this series and you want to see how I'm organizing things in these drawers, or if you want me to just organize it and then show you the whole thing when I'm done. And that's fine too. I totally get it. And not to mention the fact, I will say this, if you told me that that's what you wanted, I would probably work faster. Because right now I'm like, oh, well, I could do a video with that, so I want to wait. Oh, I could do a video with that, so I want to wait. I'm not, that sounds funny. I'm not trying to say that it's you guys' fault that I'm moving slow, because it's not. I'm trying to say that I would definitely not be so finicky about, like, I'll come down here and look at stuff. I have moved things off camera, and I'll come down here and look at stuff and I'll go, oh, well, I'll just move that off camera. So I could do that with a lot more stuff if I know that these videos are not something that you guys really want to see. If you just want to see the end when I'm done and I take you on a tour of the whole shebang. I don't know. Okay, so that middle compartment is wider than these two compartments, I think. Because this fits in there and it doesn't fit in the other one. I'm going to get my big scissors out and I'm actually going to clip these. Hopefully not clipping my lace. I'm going to try and make this a little shorter. All right, that's about all I'm going to be able to cut off of there. So I'll just have to work with that. I don't know what I'm going to do with these balls. They take up too much space. I also have these that I decorated. And I've bought stuff like this, which I'll probably stick in a container. And I will more than likely have multiple bins like this full of lace, because I still have, do you see in there? All of those to do. Now, granted, some of these are already done, so I can just put them on, I can just put them in a container. So I have all these. That one's on a card. I cut the middle out of it. So that might go in my embroidered trim box. So that goes in a different box. But I have all of these that I could probably put some of in here. Take that back out of there. We'll put that in there. And basically this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill up the lace boxes and I'm going to take them upstairs and I'll have a place where all my lace goes. And that way everything's organized and I can see it, because before I was trying to use it and I couldn't find any of it because it was buried in these laundry baskets. Like this one looks like this. You see all the mess in there? Sorry, the drawer's in my way. See all that? It's like trims, doilies, embroidered things. Here's more laces on cards that I have to pull out and put somewhere. I want to wind that around something. Here's a card to wind something around. You know, so I have all of this to pull out and organize. And there's another fat one. I don't know if there's any more laces in here. This might all be doilies. See, I got all these. This is because I have that one lady that I go to and she sells them so cheap. And she always has cool ones. See? They even got yo-yos. Anyway. So like that, and then I will have room for these. I printed. These are from an old sewing catalog. And that can go in there. But so you get the idea. Let me know if you guys want an update on where I'm putting everything. And what I'll probably do is let you go and then work on my lace on my own and move this, and we'll move on to organizing something different the next time I see you. Unless I've had a lot of just give us a tour when you're done responses. And having said all that, I'm going to let you go, and I will see you guys later, and we'll organize something else. Bye-bye.